Chairman. Thanks for current recommendation to let me to be here for the third time. Now this session, we are searching for breakthrough of six-party talks. Let me give some of my ideas. Mr. Yunling touched upon what does it mean of this breakthrough. I think first breakthrough we should wait to find a way to bring all the parties together on the table. So that is where the first breakthrough. The second, I think probably we need to rethink, redesign, or moderate at least the approach, what we worked on in the past, because we have probably some new situations. The third point, that is the breakthrough, I think, focus on the future implementation, because we agreed on many things, but we are not satisfied for implementation. However, we like or not, we all recognize six-party talks is still valuable. There is no better alternative, so we have to use it, though this is not enough. So that's why all the parties agree to let it to restart. But Mr. Hill emphasized again in his presentation that the real problem is North Korea had no intention to give up nuclear weapons, and the real intention is to buy the time and ask for goods and no any real intention to give up. So I think if we want to make breakthrough, one way probably we should disintegrate of this asking for goods and the dismantlement of nuclear weapons. So not let the North Korea link the requirements on the compensation or whatever. That's one way. And also, I would also ask, that show that North Korea had no real intention to dismantle its nuclear weapons. But also, I would to ask whether the U.S. government is sincere to change its policy toward to North Korea. And we agreed on in the past. The U.S. side failed to implement, for instance, light water reactor, the fuel agreed, but no, it did not fulfill the implementation. So that is a real problem. No trust. Just watch the other side, whether made one step further. So that is why I call out, the North Korean key concern is still the U.S. policy toward North Korea. So I probably recommend, as I mentioned, we should not in the future to link the compensation to a nuclear dismantlement. And we should link the dismantlement of nuclear weapons to the policy change to North Korea. For instance, link the dismantling to the peace agreement. Is it possible? And so in the past, for instance, also for ROK, in the past, also the idea, as mentioned before, that if you give up, and we'll provide the electricity. But the real concern for North Korea is not the electricity, as I mentioned. It's the security. It's the last resort, security thinking. So also, if you stop the electricity, that means you stop all the nuclear programs. But we also have to recognize the sole right of North Korea to use the nuclear technology peacefully. So only we should ensure that this, peace development does not lead to the weapons. So something I think we probably have to rethink differently in the future approach. That's one point. The second point, that is, if we make the breakthrough, as I mentioned before, I don't think North-South relationship could solve the nuclear issue. But North-South relationship is very important to improve the confidence, improve the trust, and especially we discussed before that through personnel exchanges as more as we can, and also especially investment projects to change the people, change people's minds, and set a foundation and encourage spillover of this training to the other parts. That's what happened in China, in Shenzhen, a very small place, and investments coming from Hong Kong, and Chinese government worried that any kind of mosquito will come out. So set up 3 wires, prevent anybody coming in freely into the region and also come out. So, but however, after some period of time, training, changing minds, many people just fly, out to start their own business. And their way of thinking, they learn how to earn money. So my view is, who can change North Korea? Only ROK, not China, not US. Because you are a neighbor, you are the, has super advantage to exchange and develop the business, change the people. But however, I think the unification design does not based on who will take who, should based on who could change who. So it's a competition. It's a competition. So let's, confidential competition. Finally, we don't know how long, probably. Do not prepare that next year or the year after there's a collapse, we have to take over. I remember a story in 1990. I was invited, before we had diplomatic relations, I was invited from Japan, attend a small closed-door workshop. That workshop discussed the collapse of North Korea. I was the only one who said, no, do not make that preparation. North Korea will not collapse. Before President Kim Dae-jung was the president, our academy invited to China, and I had a deal with his secretary, and he said, within 3 years, North Korea will collapse. I said, no, let's earn a coin. So that means that it's not easy. Chinese system could understand that system will not so easily pass. So probably we prepare something else. That's. But China's concern, I think, as I said before, the orderly transformation, whatever kinds, whatever direction, you make. So Chinese government, I think, as a policy, will continue, as I mentioned, to support this denuclearization of North Korea and Korean Peninsula as a whole. So that is why China made all efforts to encourage all the parties, create an environment to bring all the parties together. Recently, North Korea suggests that without precondition, it's eager to be back to 6-party talks. And it said before, we'll never return back to six-party talks. But now they changed their minds. So it's possible for it to change. And also can, discuss the uranium enrichment program. But US, ROK, Japan do not believe in it. So still watch. But my proposal is, we should believe, not we do not believe. And then just take over the offer. And start, because the talk is better than non-talk. So if we only talk, we have opportunity. So ROK and the US program also say openly, without precondition. Let's start. And we can do two things. One is we evaluate, not in a hurry to make some new, agreements. We evaluate what we agreed in the past, and see whether there are anything we should change or revise, and probably have some friendly talk at the beginning. However, we move to a new, probably some kind of one set, some called it, package, and also simultaneously take steps. One is then, if we look at the past, lesson, implementation. So I think probably it's one way to get under UN supervision for this implementation, because UN already made, sanctions because of North Korea nuclearization tests. So that is possible. And let the UN to monitor, supervise. That's one. Not the government's standard. I think that that's possible. We can discuss. But lastly, I think show the science. I wonder what about the U.S. policy currently and in the future of Obama government? We are not clear, because Obama government is so bound on the Afghanistan. Now it's a new commitment on Libya. So whether it puts North Korean Peninsula issue on the agenda, probably next term. If next term, we still have 2 years, almost 2 years. So let's, how to make breakthrough before that. Or we encourage it to take, as President Hu Jintao with it, the U.S. and the both sides make a statement, make efforts to return to six-party talks, and then can go further one step. So press Obama to take a more active, positive policy toward this side of the world, because many people believe this part has been ignored. At least it's not on the agenda. So he's satisfied with the current situation and be back to the Asia and strengthening relationship with the South Korea and Japan and so on, more military exercises, and the U.S. showed its strength and can control the situation, whatever. He's very satisfied. So we are not satisfied. He's satisfied. So how to make, him to feel the pressure? It's very urgent, this issue. I think it's very, very crucial. Finally, I think that China would strongly support any kind north-south engagement. So there is no alternative rather than to talk, to exchange. It's your business, how to make your nationality into one. And what's the price for South Korea to pay? You buy the peace. You have alternative, otherwise you spend more money on military. And or you spend on the others, restructuring the economy based on the peace. That's your choice. Thank you.